Hey guys, Useless here, and today we are going to be reacting to a Synthetic Man video. So I've never really seen this guy's content before. Is there a cat trap down there? Be free, my child! Be free! Yeah, I've never really seen this guy's videos before, but I'm kind of curious to hear his thoughts because he seems to be a guy that doesn't like the show, and I'm just curious to hear the perspective of somebody that doesn't because it's so unanimously praised. I'm also kind of hoping that he's like a fan of the games because, you know, I don't have the perspective of somebody that likes the games, so maybe the show like changed some things and he's going to be like, this was done differently in the game, and in the show it's not done like the games, and that's bad because of reasons and stuff and things. I don't know. I'm just kind of curious to hear that perspective. Also, I've been trying to figure out how to get villagers to put stuff in chests. Is this setup correct? Do I just have to wait? Is the villager eventually going to start putting crops in this chest? Someone let me know in the comments, actually, because I really want to know. All right, let's play.
Much anticipated Fallout TV adaptation.
This guy as well.
And who am I kidding? We all knew this would be bad. Is anyone surprised? I mean, a single person. I made a video just reacting to the first trailer and knew this would be an absolute butchery.
Oops.
And why?
My bad. I hit play and okay. He basically, all he really said was, oh, sorry, the desktop audio wasn't on in OBS. Basically all he said was, we all knew the show was going to be bad because it looked bad. I guess he thought the trailer was bad.
Is that, well, not just because it's Amazon, and we all know from Rings of Power and various other shows they made that they really...
Can someone tell me, actually, the various other shows they've made? Because I feel like Amazon actually has a really decent track record. You know, when we're talking about, like, you know, The Boys or Invincible or The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, or I haven't seen The Expanse, but apparently The Expanse is very good. Like, I don't know. I feel like Amazon actually has a really decent track record when it comes to series. People always point to Rings of Power, but I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what the various other series they have that are, like, so terrible that meant that, you know, the Fallout show was always going to be bad.
They don't care about the source material of any series, franchise, no matter how beloved. I mean, if they didn't care about Lord of the Rings, they sure as hell were not going to care about Fallout. But not just that, we know Bethesda doesn't care about Fallout, at least the lore, the canon, anything that they weren't directly involved with. And honestly, in some cases, even some of their older games, they don't care about continuity in the least bit. Now, for the sake of maintaining relevancy, I'm only going to review the first episode in this video, and I'll review the whole season next week. Every single episode dropped at the same time, so on the one hand, that's totally a good thing because this will be gone and forgotten in no time flat, because I don't think
this this guy's take has aged like wine. I mean, listen, I don't, not to discredit his opinion or whatever. You know, we'll see what it is, but the series is beloved. I mean, even most fans that I've heard from, they're saying, no, it's actually pretty good. So I don't know.
anyone who's a real fan of Fallout is going to consider this canon, especially because of all the retcons, inconsistencies. It's obvious the showrunners didn't give a single shit about
fake fans. Oh my god. I'm really bad at Minecraft. I also built this like mob spawner and none of them are dropping. Like, I'm trying to maximize my output here because I'm trying to do this fucking I'm sorry I'm taking time out of the video to do this, but I'm trying to get this master trader achievement. And so I was really hoping that I could get the farms automated down there and then also have like an endless swarm of like skeletons dropping down here so that I could get bones for bone meal. It's not really working out.
the Fallout universe, yet Todd Howard said this is canon. I fucking hate Todd Howard at this point. I don't care if he's not directly involved with any of Bethesda's projects and he's basically just a glorified salesman, the face of the company. Doesn't matter. He's still taking the fucking blame. So before I start spoiling everything in the intro, we might as well just get into the breakdown. So episode 1 begins in 2077, right before the bombs drop. We see Walton Goggins playing one of the main characters, the Ghoul. Yes, they literally call him the Ghoul when there are thousands of ghouls at minimum in the Fallout universe. He is the Ghoul. But as of right now, he is Cooper Howard,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's I don't know if like maybe in the area that they were in the Fallout show, maybe ghouls aren't as common. Like, are they just like all over the place in the Fallout games? I mean, that could be that could maybe be a bit of an inconsistency. Well, also the other thing that I believe is a thing about Fallout is that I also think that and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that ghouls that are like sentient and aren't like zombies, I think those are also more rare than like the other kinds of ghouls, if I remember. Like I feel like I heard that from somewhere, but I could be completely wrong about that.
Marine veteran who is famous for something. I don't think they explained it in this scene, but they imply he played some kind of cowboy character. I don't know if it's for commercials or military propaganda. And now he just does birthday parties for alimony payments. And I find this even more funny because his kid is mixed race. So his black wife divorced him, and now he plays fucking birthday parties. How black-pilling is that? And at the risk of getting a shit...
What the fuck? Whoa! What?
Ton of dislike parties. His black wife divorced because his kid is for alimony payments. And I find this even more funny because his kid is mixed race. So his black wife divorced him.
Oh my god.
And now he plays fucking birthday parties. How black-pilling is that? And at the risk...
Isn't this like... Okay, so... Oh, bones. Bones! Yes, okay. So like... Okay, hold on. Let's say that you are like one of these people that are like, you know, red-pilled or whatever. You're watching like Fresh and Fit every day, instead of trying to go out and like actually talk with a woman. Let's say that's you. Don't you want this kind of representation in Hollywood? Like, isn't that a good thing that the male struggle is being represented? I don't even know like why you would be upset at that being a storyline in the show. It's not like the divorce is portrayed as like a good thing, you know. But yeah, it also like I guess the fact that the kid is mixed race and that the wife was black is, I guess, makes it even worse. It's kind of what it sounds like. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading a bit too much into that, but that's kind of what it felt like.
Of getting a shit ton of dislikes from normies, just like my review of the first episode of The Last of Us. I find this even more funny because if you know anything about marriage statistics, you would know that white male, black female actually has the lowest divorce rate.
Oh my gosh, is that true? Interracial divorce rates compared to divorce rates among white couples? I don't even know how to read this data. Like, what is the yellow? Is that supposed to be Asian? Hold on, let me hear him explain it again.
So to The Last of Us, I find this even more funny because if you know anything about marriage statistics, you would know that white male, black female actually has the lowest divorce rates.
Oh, wait. So they're saying white male, black female. Oh, so white male, black female, 44% less likely.
So in a way, you could almost say this is anti-propaganda, but I still think it's promoting race mixing, as basically every
Okay, well, there we go. Wow, okay. I mean, I don't understand people that like even care about race. I'm gonna be honest, like who cares? Like I don't know, maybe it's cuz I'm like a mixed race child kind of. Like my mom is my mom is like half Puerto Rican, half Irish. So she's like Puerto Rican, and her family is like a lot of her family is just like darker skinned, but she's white because my Irish grandfather like colonized our gene pool, but then so she's white, and then my dad is brown, he's like a brown Mexican, and so they made me into what basically just looks like a white guy. So I don't know. I guess as a mixed child myself, I just do not care about race. I don't share like the perspective of the whiteness is going away. They're coming for your whiteness with race mixing or whatever. Cuz that's just it, like race and the color of my skin is just not something that I ever think about or value. So, it's just weird. I don't know. I don't understand why anybody really cares about the color of their skin or like trying to preserve race. Whether it be like white people that do it or black people that do it. Like I saw on Twitter the other day like there was like an Asian guy getting really upset because there was like an Asian girl who posted pictures of herself with her black boyfriend. A bunch of weird Asian people were like freaking out at her over that, and it's just like, wow, you guys are pathetic. And yeah, this guy probably, I mean, he is one of those people because he openly came out and said it.
Every show on television does. For as woke as video games are these days, TV and movies blow the gaming industry out of the water. Basically, every streaming show I've tried to watch with my mother has had some form of propaganda in it, and usually multiple types, whether it's race-related, gender-related, LGBT.
I wonder, like, does his mom care about this kind of thing? Or does an interracial couple pop up on the screen and he's like, God damn it, Mom, do you see what they're doing? They're trying to erase us. Like I'm so curious to know if his mom just sits there silently, just disappointed in the child that she's raised.
LGBT related, it's usually all of the above. But anyway, getting back to Fallout. The rich guy who's hosting the birthday party calls Walton Goggins a communist because he won't stick his thumb up in reference to the supposed safe distance from a nuclear bomb, implying that Walton Goggins opposes the war with China. Nothing.
What? What the fuck? I need to hear that again. Hold on.
His thumb up in reference to the supposed safe distance from a nuclear bomb, implying that Walton Goggins opposes the war with China. Nothing really comes.
I mean, my interpretation of that scene was just that it was like a thing that he used to do, like in his movies. And now that he's like a washed up actor, he just doesn't feel like performing for the performatively doing the gimmick. That's what I got out of it. Maybe it's what he said. I don't know. I suppose it's up for our interpretation, isn't it?
Of this whole scene is obviously supposed to give you an idea what the retro future culture of 2077 looks like, but if a modern Marxist rewrote history.
Hold on. All right, hold on. I went back a bit. I want to hear again what he said.
Scene is obviously supposed to give you an idea what the retro future culture of 2077 looks like, but if a modern Marxist rewrote history and added diversity everywhere. Now, it's not like in the original.
What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. I swear, these kinds of people are way more obsessed with race than like any woke Hollywood screenwriter. Like, this shit is really just sad to listen to. And like this anti-woke culture is just, it really is it's really kept people from just being able to watch media. Like, they can't do it. They actually can't just sit down and watch a show. Everything has to be like about a culture war. Every single aspect of something. It really is sad that there are actually people that exist that straight up just can't watch. They can't watch shows. They can't play video games and enjoy it for what it is. Has to be about a culture war thing. I honestly do feel bad for these people. But I guess to address the point, I mean, if this is like so it takes place in like an alternate universe, 2077. Who's to say that it wasn't a bit more diverse? That's not a stretch. You know what I'm saying? Unless maybe in the games they established that it was all white. Maybe they're breaking the norms there. I don't know.
Fallout games, all the characters were white, but there's something uncanny about this whole thing. We'll put it at that. I'm not going to make a huge deal over it. So anyway, shortly after the first,
I think there's a difference between all of the characters that you run into just happening to be white to like white people not existing in the world. Like, I don't think that I don't think that adding white people is like a huge thing. I don't know. Me personally, you know what I mean? I don't think it's that crazy.
First nuke drops on LA. The rich guy punches his black friend, not letting him in their fallout shelter. And Walton Goggins rides off on a horse with his daughter on the back. As if you could fucking outrun a nuke. They literally just told us in the previous scene the safe distance is the size of a...
Yeah, but obviously a father is going to do everything that he possibly can to protect his daughter, even though he knows that he can't. Like, what is even... What? Do you not understand parenthood? Do you not understand loving your child? What kind of argument even is this?
A thumb. I think that explosion might be a little bit bigger than that. I know they did this to have a really dramatic scene, but it just comes across incredibly idiotic, especially since 3 more nukes drop, one which is within a mile of the house. Whatever. So anyway, moving on, we fast forward to the present, and I want to point out this takes place after all of the games. And more importantly, 15 years after Fallout New Vegas. You're gonna want to remember that, considering this takes place on the West Coast. So now we meet our true protagonist, Lucy, a resident of Vault 33, which I guess was another control vault. Either that or it's some kind of multi-vault experiment. As they fail to adequately explain in the show, Vault 31, 32, and 33 are all directly connected to each other. And so Lucy is applying for an arranged marriage with one of the other.
Okay, so I guess that's not a thing in the games. Are vaults usually isolated? That's interesting. Okay. Thank you, Synthetic Man, for providing information that I didn't know before. That's what I came here for. Thank you, sir.
Other vaults, they show off all of her various skills. And of course, she just so happens to be good at basically everything. Definitely not Mary Sue, guys. And of course, she gets approved.
what is the definition of Mary Sue? I really want to know. Because she doesn't just beat everybody up. Like, that's not a thing that even happens in the show. Like, she doesn't just beat, or I should say beat everybody up easily, right? Like, she definitely struggles in the show. Like, what is it? I always thought that the definition of a Mary Sue is somebody that just, like, powers through the story, never struggling. Lucy absolutely struggles. I really want to know what the actual definition of Mary Sue is, because I'm obviously the one mistaken here.
Proved. We find out her father is the overseer. Her younger brother is this tiny, huge-nosed, cowardly, incompetent beta male, and also that Lucy fooled around with her cousin.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously he hasn't seen the rest of the show, so, you know, he's just uninformed at how based the brother is.
Messing around with your cousin, it's all well and good for kids, but it's not a sustainable long-term sexual practice, you know?
Who, despite being a tall, kind of more Chad-looking dude, is also a complete coward, worthless pussy. Get used to hearing that. And so the members of Vault 33 meet up with the members of Vault 32, and we find out her soon-to-be husband is actually a white guy and not ugly. Shocking. But don't worry, they ruined that pretty shortly. At the
Dude, what is he talking about? Oh my god, this guy is like, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine how miserable it must be to view everything through the lens of race and gender, and like, that just sounds miserable. I genuinely feel bad for these people. Unironically, I feel sympathy. Like, I don't even care to be like, oh, you're racist, blah. Like, I just feel bad. This just seems like a miserable existence.
wedding, Lucy asks her new husband, Monty,
Hi,
what
Ron.
his sperm count is. You know, I think I'm actually starting to like this girl. And even more based, as soon as they get back to her room, Monty strips naked and they just straight up have sex. So I guess one good thing came out of this show. But of course, everything goes to shit as the big schnoz little brother...
Is the implication there that it's because it's two white people having sex that's what makes it good? I think that's the implication. What the fuck?
Soon discovers one of the members of Vault 32 is dead and rotting. And it turns out raiders somehow got into Vault 32, killed everyone, and Lucy gets stabbed, but she manages to save herself in the most cliche Hollywood way possible by smashing a glass on his head and then, like, slicing his face. She heals herself with a...
Is that cliche, like, like cutting somebody's throat with the glass, though? I don't know. I feel like the way they did it was pretty cool.
stim pack and then heads into the armory and grabs a fucking trank.
By the way, I like that they just like kept the video game logic of like, yeah, you just like jab yourself with medicine and it just heals your ailment. Like, she was punctured. But it's fine, you just put the press the stim pack in and you're good.
Tank gun. I guess all the real guns were already gone. And she witnesses a bunch of her friends get horrifically murdered, men just getting the absolute shit beat out of them. The only competent males at all are the raiders. But her pregnant best friend, after getting stabbed in the eye with a fork, gets a hold of an SMG and starts mowing down raiders. Wow! My god, it's Wolfenstein 2 all over again. This is the cringiest.
Oh my god. I mean, dude, it's just like, I mean, I'm repeating this a lot, but I mean, it's just sad. It really is sad that like a woman doing thing means it's bad. Oof.
shit ever, seeing pregnant women be badass. I fucking hate this propaganda. Is so transparent. Whatever, moving on. Look,
What? Propaganda for what, even? What? Pregnant women propaganda? What? Like, do you think that, like, Amazon is trying to, like, get pregnant women to join the army? Or some shit like that? Like, what exactly is the propaganda that's being spread? What exactly is the purpose of this kind of propaganda? I'm so curious to know.
Lucy's husband turns out to still be alive and almost kills her, but her dad manages to save her, being the only competent.
Yeah, oh my god. What a Mary Sue. She's about to die and gets saved by her dad. What is that? Seriously, can somebody explain to me the definition of a Mary Sue? Because apparently I don't know what it is.
Male in the show, and Lucy gets to see how brutal he is, which I'm pretty sure is implying that
He literally said that that there were other competent males in the show, the Raiders. What are you talking about?
been to the surface before, but all of the survivors managed to get captured anyway. We see that the Latina overseer is the real villain of the show. Yes, this middle-aged brown woman is supposed to be this mega badass evil raider we're supposed to be intimidated by. Modern media is such a joke. We're not even halfway through the episode and I already don't want to watch anymore, but fuck it, let's just...
I mean, it's just gonna be the same thing that I repeat. It really is just sad.
Get through this. Evil Raider chick gives the overseer an ultimatum. Either choose his daughter Lucy or choose the rest of the residents of the vault. Obviously, he chooses his daughter, but instead of killing all the others, the Raiders just kidnap the dad and then just let the others run away as a bomb timer goes off. Oh, and Raider bitch reveals that she knows Lucy's mom. Wow, what a mystery. I'm so intrigued. What the fuck was the point of this scene? All right, now we get...
I mean, yeah, it's called The Rest of the Show. I mean, that's fine. Like, I mean, if he just wasn't... there's nothing wrong with, like, not being engaged in a series. And then asking... and pointing out that scenes weren't like intriguing enough for you, but yeah, I mean, obviously, like, all of that is answered in the rest of the show.
To meet our final main character, Maximus, and it's another pussy ass black guy. You know, it's one thing that every single TV show...
Is he also fighting for black rights or something? I don't know.
Show, movie, and now video game has a diverse cast, but do you have to have every black man be a fucking pussy in modern media? You know, as harsh as I was on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, at least Barrett is a cool character, okay? You can sell me on a
I mean, like, I don't even... That's just such, like, a weird thing to even notice. Like, what are other examples of this even? I don't know. I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Maybe Finn from Star Wars, I guess? Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's like a super common trend. Thank you, Synthetic Man, for fighting for proper black representation.
diverse character. If they're cool, if they just act like a person but they happen to have a different color of skin, you know, I know this is very stereotypical.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like most of the people in the show were normal. I don't know what I don't know what he's talking about there.
Shit that basically everyone said by...
I mean, obviously not normal, but like there wasn't ever any emphasis put on somebody's skin color. Like that never happened in the show.
Now, but it's true. It doesn't matter how many times it's said. It's accurate. And yeah, so he gets hazed by all the other Brotherhood of Steel initiates, and he gets saved by a trans man. I'm not joking, dude. This is probably gonna...
I don't think are they trans? Like, are they trans? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly have no idea what they were trying to do with that character. Um, but I don't know. I don't know that they're trans necessarily, or if that's like a, or if they just like work with women altogether. Um, like I don't know if that's just like a rule about the Brotherhood of Steel, where where women are just kind of treated as equals, like whatever, like you're in the Brotherhood of Steel as well. I honestly don't know what's going on with that character.
To be some coping and seething,
Which is fine. It doesn't even really matter.
but no, that is not a tomboy. That is not a masculine female. No, that is a woman who
It could be. I mean, they don't go into it.
identifies as a man. You know it to be true. And she's more.
It doesn't. They never confirm or deny that. And also, even if it was true that she was a trans woman, or sorry, trans man, I don't fucking Jesus. It wouldn't matter. Like, it has no relevance to the plot.
More of a man than Maximus is. This is fucking embarrassing.
By the way, that's not even true. Like, they, again, spoiler alert, she was actually the cowardly one. Or he, whatever they identify as. Again, I don't even know. But, again, she was actually the cowardly one, so he's wrong.
Whatever. Anyway, moving on. I have to get through this, guys. I
Did he just apologize for cursing? What?
can't take it anymore. Everything I love has been destroyed. Let's just fast forward through the rest of this episode. Okay, so another Pridwin shows up. Maybe it's the same Pridwin from Fallout 4. I don't know. They don't confirm or deny in this episode. We see some brothers.
So is he just like upset that there wasn't more like soy references? Is that also another thing that I'm getting, that he really want like the fucking Mario movie, but for Fallout? Jesus Christ.
Brotherhood Knights in T60 power armor show up, and I don't know, it looks okay. I know some people are like, it looks like shitty cosplay. I think the costumes look okay. It's when there's CGI that it looks bad. In the next scene, Maximus and the girl boy sneak away and look at some power armor, and Maximus has a flashback to when he was saved by the Brotherhood of Steel. Then we see the initiates play some brick ball. Look, I know they're trying to be cute about like, oh, post-apocalypse, they don't understand how sports work, but really throwing bricks into a fucking school?
I mean, if that's all they have, I don't think that's like that seems reasonable.
Square hoop, and we learn some of the initiates have been chosen to be squires, and of course Maximus doesn't get chosen, but the girl boy does. And so the next morning, as G.I. Jane puts on her boots, a trap placed inside her boot shreds her leg, and to no surprise, Maximus is blamed for this and taken away to be interrogated. Back at Vault 33, Lucy tries to get the council to send out a search party for her dad, but the fat black soy jack on the council is too chicken shit, as is the rest of them. And so Lucy teams up with Big Schnoz and Sweet Home Alabama to leave the vault themselves. Of course, her brother, being a massive pussy, won't go with her. Her cousin actually wants to, but she knows he's incredibly incompetent and also a coward, so she tranks him and leaves the vault by herself. Now, this is where the show jumps the shark. We find out that Vault 33 is located next to Venice Beach, in the heart of the Boneyard. Now, if you know anything about Fallout lore, you would know that the NCR dominated this territory, brought civilization.
By 2189, the Boneyard became one of the states of the new California Republic, and Aditum became known as New Aditum, holding seats in the NCR Senate. Okay, as one of the largest cities in NCR territory, it was a natural choice for many organizations to place their headquarters. Thus, by 2281, the Boneyard is host to the Republic Reserve and the Followers Angels Boneyard Medical University, among many others. As the NCR now has control over the Boneyard, it has become much more stable. with the buildings rebuilt, redecorated, and renovated. However, some people that live there claim it is not the best place to grow up, indicating that the MCR still has some work to do and are working to fix it. So yeah, I guess that's like referencing, I guess spoilers for the show if you haven't seen it. I guess this is referencing, so I guess he's complaining that it's breaking lore because there isn't like a town there or whatever. Or like the NCR isn't there anymore, but I guess it's because we learn later in the show that the town that was there has been destroyed. So he just didn't watch the show. I mean, it's kind of seeming like what's going on here.
Back to it. There is no way in hell that Vault 33 was not contacted over the course of 100 years. And of course, to address the elephant in the room, LA itself is a massive...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the whole like conspiracy theory that happened where like the vaults are like in cahoots with everybody, or they're like actually like in control of everything. So, I mean, it does make sense because the vault, like the people in charge of everything didn't want the vaults to come out yet. So, I mean, it does make sense. He just didn't watch the show, so, you know, that is what it is.
Wasteland, like a featureless desert. What happened to the NCR? Well, at the time of me recording this, I was spoiled of future episodes. And apparently, Shady Sands got nuked 4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, that's how you know the showrunners didn't do the research, and yet...
Oh, is that true? Maybe.
This show's canon. It's totally canon, guys, that the capital of the NCR got nuked before New Vegas. Yet it was never mentioned, and it's more than established that the NCR dominated California and brought civilization back. Fuck this show. Fuck Todd Howard. Fuck.
I mean, I again, I don't know what the timelines are for all of that, so if they had that nuke happen before the New Vegas game, and if, I guess, do you play, again, I don't know anything about the games in New Vegas, like, are you playing in the city that got nuked? Like, are you playing in the Shady Sands place? I guess if he's saying that they got the dates wrong or something, then maybe that's a valid criticism. I mean, is that something that seems like it could just be easily retconned and not that big of a deal? Sure, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a genuine criticism there.
Fuck Amazon. Bethesda is so beyond dead to me, it's insane. Everyone who likes Fallout 4 gets exactly what they fucking deserve with this show. What blows my mind is there's people who actually thought Starfield was going to be good. And even though the NCR capital was nuked, that doesn't explain how the Boneyard turned into a giant desert wasteland. But it's as simple as the showrunners didn't care. This is not made for the fan.
I mean, couldn't that just be the effect of a nuke? Couldn't it just destroy, like, the environment as well? I mean, I don't know, that seems like a weird nitpick there.
This is made for normies who have heard of Fallout. It's made for women who won't even watch the show. And most importantly, it's made as a humiliation ritual. They will destroy everything you love, and you will do nothing about it. At best, you'll vote with your wallet and hope things get better. Yeah, that's worked out so great.
What else can you do except vote with your wallet? That's literally all you can do. What are you talking? What more are you wanting to do?
For us in the last decade. But whatever, I'm not gonna Fed post because I will legitimately get banned. Next scene, we get back to Maximus, and he cries like a little baby bitch as the scribe interrogates him, accusing him of something he didn't do.
That's just so weird. It's bad to have like a sensitive black character. Why is that a bad thing? I don't understand why having like a sensitive like black character is bad. It's just like so weird too, because it's like, do people see like a character and just be like, this is meant to be representative of everybody of this race? I just don't understand that mentality.
No effort to defend himself. Eventually, he works up the courage to speak and just says he would gladly give his life for the Brotherhood, and the scribe rewards him by promoting him to squire, taking the she-man's place. Then we get a scene where the she-man doesn't blame him because she knows he would never do it, because, again, he's a little bitch boy who would never do anything wrong. What a great protagonist. And at his anointment ceremony, he gets a brand burned on the back of his neck by power armor, which,
I mean, again, he just doesn't watch. He hasn't seen the show.
is kind of cool, I guess. And now we get another massive retcon. Apparently, the Enclave is still around. Yup, even though we see the last of their remnants in New Vegas, which are a bunch of fucking senile boomers. 15 years later, the Enclave is back with a vengeance. Maximus is tasked with finding one of their runaways who I guess is hanging with dog meat. And for the final scene of the episode, we wrap
Okay, I don't know if that's a reasonable take or not. I have no idea.
back around to Walton Goggins as we see a few mercenaries dig up his corpse. Oh god, here we go again. Pete Hines has been vindicated. For those of you who don't know, there is a unmarked quest in Fallout 4 where you find a ghoul child who's been locked in like a fridge or something. I can't even really remember. The child has been in there for 200 years with no food or water, and you reunite him with his parents who are also ghouls. It's quite possibly the dumbest quest in any RPG of all time, and rightfully, fans pointed out how
Is it? I mean, well, hold on. I'm trying to. I mean, the ghouls have a timer on them, so I guess it could be. Because this is according to the show's logic. They need like the medicine in order to survive. So presumably that ghoul should have probably died because he didn't get the medicine that keeps him like sentient or whatever.
stupid it was, how it's been established in the original games that ghouls do eat and drink, and I believe even in Fallout 3 they have to eat and drink. But no, now ghouls are just immortal zombies. And Pete Hines, being a massive silly Billy on Twitter, pointed out how nerds are all losers for
not interested in discussing how realistic things are in an alternate universe post-apocalyptic game with talking mutants and ghouls. I mean, I don't know how like what that's in reference to. Like, is this tweet in reference to the specific this specific complaint, or did somebody just say something silly like it's not realistic how the syringes work, how like medicine just heals you? Like, if it was something stupid like that, right, then that could or sorry, I meant to say like the stim packs. It's not realistic how the stim packs can just heal you from any ailment. Like, if somebody said something like that, this would be a reasonable tweet. If somebody's just questioning like how in-game logic is contradicting itself, I mean, then yeah, this could be a silly Billy tweet.
Caring about continuity. You're right. Why should I care about anything that happens in the story? I should just consume your product, you piece of shit. But now, over 8 years later, Bethesda still has a chip on their shoulder about that one and has confirmed in this show that ghouls can be buried underground in a coffin for who knows how long and be perfectly fine. And for
Hold on.
ground in a coffin for who knows how long and be perfectly fine.
The show zooms in on an IV bag as if that's supposed to explain how he survived. What the fuck is this even implying? Does someone change out the IV bag every few days / months / years? I mean, yeah, that's the implication, is that they have him like trapped down there. As I would assume some kind of punishment. And he's just like living in eternal torment. I actually don't think they ever explained that, to be clear. So that, I mean, that's honestly, that's probably like a valid complaint. So I guess a new element that they're introducing here is the fact that ghouls need to take this like medicine in order to survive. I mean, if that's not something that was in the games, but they're introducing in the show, I mean, maybe that's silly. I don't know. But also, it seems it is actually kind of silly that that somebody would just be changing the IV bag, because who even is the authority in this place? I guess they introduce there's like that police captain or whatever. So maybe he's the one that's doing it. I mean, that could be possible. But at the end of the day, it probably is like kind of silly that they're using up all the medicine on this one guy instead of just killing him. So I don't know. I guess this is kind of a valid complaint.
And for seemingly no reason at all, Walton Goggins kills the 3 mercenaries. They weren't even hostile. They were off.
The real reason is they insulted him by mentioning California and then completely reasonably threatened to put him back in the ground when he acted hostile. It's incredibly forced. I mean, yeah, he's just like the kind of guy that doesn't want to be... Like, he's like a bad person. Like, he's not a good guy. I don't know what... He probably... Like, if I'm remembering the first episode correctly, he also probably just doesn't want to work with them, even. I mean, yeah, I don't know, like, that's, like, obviously it's maybe an asshole-ish thing to do, but it's not like it's not in character.
Offering to share a bounty with him, and he kills them. This show is fucking stupid. Okay, that was episode 1. It sucked dick. It ruined everything.
Yeah, that's so stupid, like, to get mad at a mercenary for not wanting to share the bounty. Like, what?
Fallout's dead again. Honestly, Fallout's been dead to me since Fallout 4 released, and to even more fans after 76. So while, yes, I did get kind of angry over certain things in this show, you know, sometimes I ham things up for the reviews. I honestly don't care that much. I'm just tired of propaganda being shoved in my face more than anything. And yeah, I mean, this show's woke as fuck. It's diverse as hell. It's an obvious female empowerment story. That's really the most annoying thing of all.
Wow.
Lucy is an obvious Mary Sue. All of the men around her are incredibly...
She's a Mary Sue that often struggles and gets saved, has her life saved by a man. Wow. Incredible. Incredible logic there.
Pathetic and weak. The trans male character was more of a man than Maximus, one of our main characters. You would think black people would make more of a stir about this, but as you saw with my Spider-Man 2 review...
No, nobody cares about this shit. I'm sorry, bro. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares about this stuff. It's only weird, terminally online weirdos like you. Sorry.
No, they totally love Miles Morales.
Obviously not all black people. A lot of my viewers are black. Shocking, I know, and they agree that Miles is lame as fuck.
Who's fucking Urkel incarnate. So I guess we're going to continue to see these characters in the future until showrunners and game developers start getting called racist for this pathetic beta male stereotype. And yeah, I don't think I need to bring up again how heavily they've shit on the Fallout lore already in the first episode. I'm really not looking forward to watching the rest of this. I just know when they show the huge crater where Shady Sands used to be, it's just going to be a giant middle finger to all the fans. And I've heard Mr. House also shows up in this show. And to spoil a plot point from later in the show, they confirm that Vault-Tec fired the first nuke, which completely ruins the main theme of Fallout. These fucking far leftists don't even listen to the opening monologue or the ending one. War never changes. That's what the fucking series is about, but you stupid fucks are so obsessed with capitalism, you think if...
What is the... How does that contradict anything if Vault-Tec... If Vault-Tec fires the nuke first? I don't know how that contradicts anything about war never changing. I don't know.
It's about corporation bad. That's what Fallout's really about. The games literally tell you what the theme is word for word. Now that it's not America or China's fault that the world ended, The entire message of the series is ruined. I guess the silver lining
honestly,
of all
that
this.
might be a valid complaint, because that's actually a criticism of my that I had of the show. You can watch my review of Fallout on my main channel. Link in the description below. I put up a spoiler review. Oh my god, fucking brand synergy complete. That actually was I did think that the messaging of the show was pretty confusing near the end, where it's like it does try to go into this whole like capitalism bad thing, but it just doesn't really make much sense because like what it's like big corporations. Like when you start nuking the world, that stops being like big corporation bad and more just like you're just becoming like fascistic, you know, and like authoritarian because you're trying to like mold the world to your whims. It just stops being about capitalism. You know what I mean? Although, I mean, actually, now that I'm thinking about it in real time right now with everything that he's saying, maybe what the show's also trying to say is that no matter what, like, war still happens. Like, even if you take away the United States or America, like, groups of people are still going to form together and go to war. Because we see that happening in the show as well, where the Brotherhood of Steel go to war with the fucking rebel people. I mean, that's kind of an interesting angle on it, actually, now that I think about it. So, I don't know. I would need to know. I would need to know more about the games in order to really be able to say whether or not it's shitting all over what the original intent of those games are.
There's only a few gaming franchises I still even care about anymore, and it's only a matter of time till those are destroyed too. And then I can truly be apathetic about the entire gaming industry. So yeah, as if I even had to tell you, don't watch.
This is like people that are like, oh my god, Marvel and Star Wars are ruined. Blah. It's like you could also like could like watch something else. Like there are tons of original movies that are great that release every year. It's like you don't need to be black-pilled on like the industry as a whole just because the only movies that you bother watching aren't as good right now. It's like if like World of Warcraft or like Fallout and Bethesda, if they're not great at the moment, it's like there are a bunch of indie games that come out that you could maybe try playing. I don't know.
This show. I mean, if you like this show on any level, I've lost any and all respect for you. In fact,
wow.
I don't think I even view you as human anymore if you like this show. Yeah, I'll go that far. You can quote me on that shit. So please, for the love of God, do not hate watch this show. That's about it. See you next time, guys.
Well, I mean, I'm devastated personally that I don't have the Synthetic Man's respect anymore.
Once everything's perfectly
organized, it was something that I really
I'll start
valued,
working on my thesis.
And I'm just devastated at the moment. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I mean, listen, it's possible that maybe they did break lore or something. Maybe the way that the Ghoul is handled, where he has to like take the medicine or something. Maybe that's a change to the lore, and it's annoying to Fallout fans. I can understand that. Maybe the way that they handled like the Shady Sands being nuked, maybe that doesn't make sense considering the dates that they said that it was nuked. I mean, that's possible. I don't know. Maybe. Is it something that I personally care that much about? No, because I mean, I've never played the games, so obviously not. And also, the show's good. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a well-made show. So, yeah, that was the video. These types of people are very sad. I feel bad for them. Like, I'm not even like angry, you know? I feel sympathy at the end of the day. Don't be obsessed with race. It just doesn't, like, who cares? I just don't care. It's a stupid, silly thing to get worked up about. You know, interracial couples. Like that's really what needs to happen. We need more interracial couples. We need more interracial babies. All right, so that like the concept of race just like ceases to exist, and these people just don't like it's impossible for them to even exist. That's what we need. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about the video or what I've said in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.